What's up, guys? Thanks for watching. So, if you're watching after the live, we're just going to wait a few minutes, let some people hop on. But today we could be talking about, the pay-per-view, the first ever Dungeon Super Series. Uh, we talk about the second annual Tournament Classic. We can talk about what's next. Is there a Dungeon Super Series 2? Will there be another one? Um, so I'm trying. Usually I do the live in uh, in the gym, but what's up, Drew? Thanks for watching. How's Drew? How's the picture for the live? Am I all blurry, or is it not too bad? Because usually I use Wi-Fi for the live. This one is just the phone. But Drew, since you're the first guy in here, is there anything you want to talk about? Oh, good. Pic looks good. Oh, good. Um, yeah. Since you're in here, Drew, is there anything you want to talk about? Oh, it's just backwards mirrored. There's got to be a button. There's got to be a button that I could put it regular. I keep on forgetting to check. Um, Today practice, Watertown, Connecticut, 5 p.m. It's gonna be a good practice. I think some people are going to New England's, so it might be a little small turnout, but I think some people are still going to New England's, are still practicing, so it should be good. Should be good. I know so far. Assassin, Mike, and Brandon are in. Um, I think Sailor and Brian will show up. Um, so Drew says often the selfie side of the phone camera will default to mirrored, and you can change that in your phone setting. Usually, some no. Yeah, man, I'll check that out. I'll check that out. I always forget. Um, Freddie, what's up, man? Oh, that's not Freddie. That's Ferdy. What's up? What's up, man? Thanks for watching. If you like arm wrestling, you picked the right channel. Um, so today we can talk about pretty much anything. Um, I'm planning the second annual, the second Dungeon Super Series. I'm not sure on the time frame. I would like to do something in like 3 months. Um, but it might get real tricky to do something in the dungeon in the wintertime if there's snow in the driveway. It might get real tricky for some people. Um, so we might have to find another location. But I think it'd be pretty cool to have a winter event in the dungeon. Definitely gonna have to warn people to dress warm because it gets a little chilly in the dungeon. They got that old school wood burner heater, but it still gets a little chilly sometimes. Drew says, of course, it's not a big deal, but can be confusing if you're trying to talk about how your arm is this or that, and you lift an arm up, then people will think it's the other arm, left instead of the right. Yeah, it definitely could be confusing because I am holding this with my right hand. I have my tattoo on my right hand, but you're saying this is a lefty video. So this is my right hand, huh? But yeah, I'll look into it because that would definitely help out if I'm trying to explain arm wrestling stuff with rules and stuff. Um, there might even be a button on this YouTube right here, but right now I got a crack in my phone, and I can't see the buttons on the side, or I can't see how many people, but I can see we got 3 thumbs up, so we're doing pretty good. So I'm gonna have a hard time with this name. Blala Wimpuya. Here in India is night. That's what he says. Oh, it's morning over here. So I appreciate you watching. You know, it's late over there. I appreciate that. And it says, yeah, it looks like you're in a passenger seat right now, but of course I can see the lettered are backwards. It's usually the phone setting itself for the mirrored option. Yeah, I'll check that out. Um, yeah, because we're definitely not in the passenger seat because I have this phone resting on the steering wheel. Um, the only cars I've ever seen with a steering wheel in the passenger seat and driver's seat is those, um, those the cars they take people to learn how to drive when you with your driving instructor. If you depending on your state, if you have to do that or not. Um, yeah, one of the driving instructors I had as a kid, he had a brake and a steering wheel on the passenger side. The only thing he didn't have was a gas pedal. Um, but let's see. So Drew says, "Is most of India still warm and humid during the winter too?" Um, I think he's asking that to our Indian friend. But if I had to guess, I would think it depends on where in India. So I think it's a pretty big country. But yeah, that's an interesting question. So let's see. We got a nice positive comment from, I can't say that name. We'll call him Ryu for short. Let's see. So Drew, he says he's asking what that guy's talking about. He might be a bot. If you missed it yesterday, we had lots of bots in the comments. The bots are learning, you know, or maybe Ryui is a fan of one of my past opponents. Maybe that's why he doesn't like. Maybe that's why he's not a fan. But either way, Ryu E, I appreciate the comment. I appreciate the support because that helps the YouTube. I'm not an expert with the YouTube, with the algorithm or what's good and what's bad, but I know comments and likes are good. All right, so I think we set a new weird record. Usually it's about 30 minutes in. We got some weird, interesting people. Um, but Bobby, I appreciate the comment. It's a little interesting, and I hope you're talking to Ryu. You're probably talking about Ryu, the other guy. Drew says Nic Stone is a threat to future Skynet. I think so. One thing I'm good at is I can smell a bot through a phone. You know what I mean? As soon as they're in the chat, I can smell them. They have this unique uh, burning rubber oil smell, but definitely a threat to Skynet. Ethan says, "How many little people would it take to beat in a fight?" Talking about midgets. I don't know. I think it depends on what type of midget, but hopefully more than one. Hopefully. He says, "Is that hyper? Let's see, hyperpigmentation behind you?" I don't know what that means, but talking about you saying, "Look, I look pale" or something. It's the camera. You gotta take my word for it. But let's see. If you really want to see pale, we got this guy on our team that will blind you if you see how pale he is. So I'll bring him. I'll show him to the live one day. Drew says, "See, I would timeout a spammer as example. Oh, oh, I see what you're saying. The Discord thing. Yeah, I can definitely figure that out. What do I have to? I think we talked yesterday. We definitely did talk yesterday, but I can only remember what the Discord. I mean the what's it called again? Admin or something? Was that what it was? An admin? Um, so tap on Drew. Oh, moderator. So let's see what happens. All right. So it looks like I don't know what you guys saw, but my phone dropped something and I had to. So maybe I lost service for a second. Can you guys see me when that drops? Like when on my phone it says it says reconnect or cancel live with the loading circle symbol. Oh, okay. So like when it what's it look like on your screen? Does it just show a black screen with the Stone TV logo or something? Um. Oh, nice. So Drew says, yeah, it showed you were frozen with the loading circle. Um. So Drew, do this admin thing. Do like every live? Do I have to add? Like, is it per live or does it carry it over? Um. Let's see. But yeah, I don't think. Oh, okay, cool, cool. It says not stay mod until you change it. Yeah, so I don't think we need to block those guys. I don't think they're going too crazy. Plus, I think when you talked about the spam or whatever, they stopped. But yeah, if you see any like the weird stuff, super weird stuff, like you know, we'll probably put those guys in timeout. That's what we'll call it. We'll call it timeout. Uh, Drew says, yeah, he said he was sorry. LOL. Yeah, well, I definitely appreciate the comments. Um, I can't see how many people we got in the live because my phone is cracked, but I see we got 5 likes, so I appreciate that. But if you guys have any questions for me, let me know. Um, could be anything arm wrestling, powerlifting, gym related. Um, what's in store for the Dungeon Super Series 2? What's in store for our next tournament? Will the next tournament be Turtle Man 3, or will there be a tournament beforehand? Um, Drew says, I can do short timeouts for minor spammers and increase it if they keep going after it. I'm logical and fair. That's a good deal. That's a good deal. Maybe we can set up put people in timeout, and then set up a bribe option where they can if they hit a certain number on the bribe, they'll they'll get back in, but it's going to cost them, and we could split it 50-50. It seems fair. Let's see. Wolfie says, yo, it's been a long time since we had talked. What's up, Wolfie? Long time. Thanks for watching. If you got any questions, let me know, because this live is pretty open about what we're talking about: arm wrestling, powerlifting, gym, Dungeon Super Series, arm wrestling tournaments. Drew said, and if there's a website or link you want me to post here, let me know. and I will post it here if you want me to as well. Oh, that's awesome. That's cool to know. So what in the chat, like the link would pop up in the chat. Is that what you're saying? Wolfie says, I lost my phone. LOL. That stinks. Well, it looks like you either found it or got a new one. So, definitely glad you found it or got a new one. My phone is like, it's on its last leg. I can't believe it's still working. If you saw what the phone looked like, you'd be surprised to see that it's still working. Um, but yeah, it's still going. So I'm gonna keep run it to the ground until until I need a new one. Um, um, Also, too, Wolfie says I found it. Drew says, where did your phone go? Did you treat it well? You stopped talking, taking it out to dinner, giving it flowers, or what? I definitely did. If I don't know if you're talking about Wolfie, you might be talking to Wolfie, but if you're asking me, I I definitely stopped taking my phone out to dinner and giving it flowers. But that's the way it goes sometimes. Um, so let's see. Oh, Wolfie says it was in between the wall and my bed. Oh, that's the spot. That's like the old TV remote and the couch cushion. It's like it's right there, but you can't reach it. Um, let's see. We do have some Turtle Man shirts left. I was really surprised that we had shirts left. The first year we didn't do any pre-order, and they sold out. Within a few hours of the tournament. Most probably, before the tournament even started, they sold out. This year we had about we still have all the sizes, small to triple X. Um, the shirts go for 30. They can be shipped. Um, the money from the shirts is given to the Turtle Man charity. But they're nice shirts. I think I got two of them so far. I think I got two from the first year, and I think I got two from this year. I got to double check. They're nice shirts. Um, we also have Team Stone shirts. This is the third generation, so it will be this logo. Just a little. It will be a different shirt. The third generation shirts, I definitely do think are better. These ones are real thin and look like not true sizes. Uh, so Wolfie says, "How has your day been so far?" My day's been pretty good. Um, it's morning here, but this morning I had a couple clients. Now I'm drinking my pre-workout, doing a live. Gonna do some lifting. After the lifting, I got a couple more clients, and then practice, and then gonna have to eat lunch and dinner too in between. During those times sometimes. But yeah, my day's good. Thanks for asking. Hope your day's going good too. Um, let's see. So Simon, if I said that right, says, "Oh, arm wrestler, cool. You ever think Levon will lose?" I mean, everybody's beatable. Um, I think right now the guys under him in the rankings are huge underdogs. Even though they're incredible, that just shows how incredible Levon is. Um, but I think it's possible. I do think it's possible. Um, but it's going to take a lot. It's going to take a lot from one person, and then also a lot from certain situations. Because if Levon shows up in perfect condition and makes no mistakes, I think that's when he is unbeatable. But at least right now, I think if he makes a mistake, has some situation things, and then yeah, there's definitely a chance. Wolfie says, "Has it stormed for you yet?" Um, Actually, I don't think it rained. It may have rained a little bit, but I don't think it's been raining too much. Let's see. Oh, we got some comments. So, Dago, appreciate you watching. Big fan. What does that say? Well, PC, what's up, man? Thanks for watching. PCS, where are you from? I'm from the United States of America. Alex says Levon will lose to a heavier opponent. I mean, maybe that will help. Maybe the weight will definitely be a factor, but I don't know, man. I think it's gonna have to be, you know, a lot of things going right for the guy facing him, and one or two things going wrong for Levon. A couple mistakes, maybe. So Simmons says Brian Shaw is bigger and stronger. If he gets it locked down, I think he's the one. I mean, he's got the frame and the tools for it, but I think he needs a minimum of 5 years before he's even close. And I think it's going to take more than 5 years. We talked about that, in the last live, but I think 5 years minimum. Wolfie says I'm from Indiana. Oh, very nice, very nice. Torp says, "Tell us why your marriage failed." You must be talking. I never got married. I haven't made that mistake yet. But there's still time. There's still time. Uh, George says, George David says, "Grow the beard out." I'll definitely think about that. I appreciate that, George. Scott says, "Hi from New Zealand." Hey, what's up from New Zealand, man? Thanks for watching. You got some pretty good arm wrestlers over there. Uh, uh, the Beast, I would say his name wrong, Matere Gandhi. That's definitely not it. Um, but if he heard me say his name, he'd definitely probably want to have a match with me now. But yeah, if I would definitely like to have a match with him. Uh, he looks real strong. Um, so what other arm wrestling questions do you guys have? You guys asked about, is Levon beatable? Can Brian beat Levon? Drew says Nick's marriage was such a failure that it never even started. Impressive. WTF? Are these crazy questions? LOL. Yeah, that guy might be a bot. Some of those, I'm assuming that any question that just random might be a bot, or maybe someone trying to whatever, clickbait or rage bait or whatever it's called. But it's interesting. It makes things interesting. Wolfie says I'm going to play VR. See y'all later. Well, have fun, man. Have fun. Scott Green says Fresh Meat Arm Wrestling Club, New Zealand. Oh, that's a good name. That's a good name. Is the Beast on that team? Who is the Scott? Who's the biggest guy on your team? Because you must have some pretty big guys over in New Zealand. So Torp says he is a bot. So we have that answered. Torp says he is a bot. So thank you, Torp, for being honest and telling us you're a bot. Yeah, I agree, Alex. Those dang clankers, you know. Michael says G Day mate from Australia. Hey, what's up, man? Thanks for watching. You got some pretty good arm wrestlers in Australia. Oh, comments are coming fast. That's good. Let's see. I gotta scroll up a little bit. He says, Nick, he got you nailed, man. Somehow you have that look, whatever that is. I'll take that as a compliment. I'll take that as a compliment. Plus, I do appreciate, even though he's a bot, taking the time out of his busy, busy day to hang out with us and have some good times. Simmons says, Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Michael says, Torp, that's a weird question to ask without actually knowing somebody. Well, Michael, we have to forgive Torp because he is a bot and he's having a hard time. So we'll have to help him out little by little. Let's see. Scott says, have arm wrestling with the beast too strong. Juice says, Nick, say right. Gouda. Sounds like a cheese. That sounds like a cheese. Gouda. Gouda, kinda. Good day, Gouda. Good day. Let's see. Scott, yes, Woods, 150 kilograms, arm wrestling, New Zealand. So 150 kilograms. What's that like? 320. Is that 320 pounds? 330 pounds. But yeah, that's pretty big. That's probably what I weigh right now. But if he's good, maybe we can set a matchup. At the second Dungeon Super Series. Ray says hi from Australia. Oh, we got lots of Australians in the chat. What's up, Ray? Alex says Andre Smov question mark. I think I know what you're talking about. Is that the bodybuilder with with the massive arms and massive? He does the weighted pull-ups and the weighted dips and all that stuff. Let's see. So Torp is still with us, even though he's a bot. But thank you, Torp. That's very kind of you. Appreciate all the comments. It says you're number 3 on next to your name, so that's gotta you gotta be doing something right. What's up, Brian? I'm trying, Drew. He says no, Nicolo G. Not goo. But it must be my accent. It must be my accent. The old New England accent. Ray says, Jade, mate. Drew, pro wrestling, question mark? Yeah, we're pro wrestlers. But, different type of ring, different type of rules. Yeah, I don't know who Small is than Alex. I'm not sure who that is then. Simmons says, where you from? Are you the best in your town? Yeah, I'm pretty good. I'm from my state is Connecticut. I'm actually probably the only super heavyweight in my state, so yeah, I guess I'm pretty good. That makes by default, I'm pretty good. Also, too, if you look at the arm wrestling rankings, if you pick the right one, depending on which one you pick, I'm on there. But yeah, the rankings are interesting. Scott says Are you wrestling? I'm an arm wrestler. Uh, when I was a kid, I used to do that, backyard wrestling, with the trampoline and we even had some ladders and some chairs. There might even have been some of those big light bulbs, those big long ones. Um, and there might even be an old. There's got some. There was video of it. I don't know if anybody kept it, but there was a whole bunch of crazy video of when we were kids doing the backyard wrestling. Um, Drew says we're nowhere near as popular as pro wrestling. That's true. That is definitely true. But we also don't have the all those crazy scandals that the pro wrestling. I don't know if you heard about all that craziness. But we don't. Well, if there is that in our wrestling, it's not popular enough to get out. But I think it's a matter. It's only a matter of time. Arm wrestling will definitely be up there. Drew says they actually make money, and arm wrestlers make negative money. Yeah, definitely. I definitely most of the times arm wrestlers lose money when they do the sport. Um, there's probably was it 1%, maybe less of 1% or less of arm wrestlers um, make money probably, or enough to live off it or whatever. Drew says, but I do think Nick would make a great pro wrestler though. Yeah, maybe there's time. Maybe who else? I'm not. Ted. Is it Ted Conti? I always mix his name up. The guy that first bench six. I think it was 700 pounds. He was a powerlifter arm wrestler, but he also went over to uh, WWF, if I'm not mistaken, and wrestled for a little bit. So arm wrestlers, powerlifters do pretty good over there. Scott says John Brett's the best. Maybe he's talking about John Brzenk. Michael says period, just one period or a dot, depending on how you look at it. So Simmons says, is the over-the-top thumb lock technique real? Now, do you mean, I'm not, just need to clarify that question, Simon. You talking about when they go like this, and they cover their knuckle like this? Is that what you mean? Is that what you mean? If that's the question, Simmons says yes. So it's a real technique, but the movie, just imagine if you look at it like a movie fight scene, it's kind of like the same thing. Like if you look at a real fight, it looks nothing like a movie, but it's still, it's the movies are choreographed to look a certain way. So it's a real technique, but the movie exaggerated to, make it more better for the movie. But that's called capping. Capping, cap your hand, different grips, you know, or even climbing. You could have maybe you're talking about climbing, you know. Um, but yeah, those are real moves. And a fun fact for you: that over the top tournament, that movie, when that movie was being filmed, there was a real tournament going on. So some of those matches in the movie are real. Some of those actors are real arm wrestlers. I think John Brzenk, I think he's in it for a second. Um, if I'm not mistaken. Um, um, what other arm wrestling questions do you guys have? You guys been asking some good arm wrestling questions. Um, you know what? I'll say this while we got some people here. Um, there's a incredible pay-per-view out on this channel. 9 incredible matches. We got legends of the sports, up and comers, people in the top 15 rankings. We got veteran women arm wrestlers, young up and comers. Yeah, the pay per view is on this channel, Stone TV. It goes for $9.99. In order to get the pay per view, you must sign up for memberships. If you do not see memberships on your device, you're going to have to. That means if you don't see memberships or even a join button, sometimes it will say join and then that will lead to a memberships. If you don't see either, what that means is your phone does not have the software for memberships. So you're going to have to get a laptop or a desktop, maybe even a smart TV. The smart TVs have been hit or miss. iPhones have been rarely work. I think only 10% of iPhones work. Android's 50-50. That Google phone is just as bad as the iPhone. Um, but yeah, laptops, desktops, 100% work, at least from what we've had. Um, yeah, it's a good. It's. I mean, when I was editing it, well, I was worked with Thomas Deedy. He was one of the cameramen, and he's the main editor. I just kind of, I guess, directed, maybe if that's the right word, overlooked maybe. Um, but he did most of the grunt work, so I definitely appreciate Thomas. Definitely helped out a lot. He did a lot of work. I mean, I'm talking about it had to be at least 25, 30 hours. I would um, at least 20. At least 20. I don't know if you guys have ever done any editing. It's a lot of work, a lot of time. So I definitely appreciate Thomas for hooking us up. But you could definitely see it in the editing. It was done right. I'm definitely more than happy with how it came out. Also, too, I kept on finding it hard to focus on it. I kept on watching the match as a fan because it was so entertaining. And I kept on having a hard time to focus on making sure doing my job to overlook things, kind of thing. But yeah, I definitely recommend getting a pay per view. So let's see. So now that I can see that looks like a 3, but it looks like we got 13 likes. Oh, thank you very much. That's a good amount of likes. Thank you very much, guys. I still can't see how many people we got in the chat because my phone is cracked and it blocks the number. We gotta have a good amount, you know. So definitely appreciate you guys watching. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Arm wrestling, powerlifting, gym related. Um, I probably won't live my workout today. So I'm going a little bit harder than a recovery lift. So I'd like to just focus on training. It's not that, I do my recovery lift. It's kind of more laid back, kind of move around, jump around, go with the flow. Um, so it's not too difficult to set the camera up. But when I'm doing my, medium and hard training, I, I feel like the camera takes away from some of the focus. Um, looks like some of the comments stopped. Maybe Drew, we made Drew a moderator. Maybe Drew got carried away and blocked everybody, put everyone in timeout. Maybe that's what happened. Um, nah, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Um, um, so let's see. Let's talk about what's next. I do want to do the Dungeon Super Series #2. I do want to have a tournament. Um, I don't know if they're going to be on the same day again. I mean, the different days. The super matches were Friday. The tournament was Saturday. There's definitely pros and cons to having 2 separate days. But yeah, I'm gonna have to think about that. Um, we definitely would not be able to have a tournament. I don't think in the dungeon. I think it'd be way too many cars. That would be awesome though, if that was possible. Because I know not a lot of people would probably want to do this, but I always thought it'd be something different, fun. Have a like a win like a remember being a kid playing football or whatever, and once in a while you'd have a game during a blizzard, so you'd be playing football with with the mountains of snow everywhere, and just during a blizzard, having a winter arm wrestling tournament. um the dungeon would be great, but people would definitely have to prep up. You definitely have to get some decent warm clothing. We might have to make some exceptions to certain rules, like long sleeves, maybe, possibly. Because, arm wrestling, you're not supposed to have a sleeve on your elbow. I think there are times when they make exceptions. I mean, I don't think it's the end of the world with the sleeve as long as the sleeve is tight. I think it becomes a problem when it's baggy, then it becomes hard to see the elbow. But something like a tight sleeve or one of those athletic Under Armour things, that could be fine as long as you still see the elbow. Um, let's see. So actually there's a near my house. There's like a little. It's actually like a little boat dock, not a boat ramp. People drive back their boats up into the lake. What's a nice spot to? I usually come here and do my editing for my YouTube videos here. Because it got a nice view. It's got a. Oh, maybe I can flip the camera around. So let's see. I think this is it. There we go. So this is a nice little view. That's the boat. It's small. I mean, there's no gas engines. That's the boat ramp. But yeah, I mean, you can't really see too much, but it's super nice. It's super nice. Just missed it. Like before I flipped it, there was a big bass that jumped out of the water. Um, Yeah, this water is real nice over here. They don't even let no gas engines. You're only allowed to, wind or hand power or electric. Um, you could tell the lake is real healthy because of all the fish. I always see big bass jumping out of the water. There's probably every single bird that I've ever seen is here. There's bald eagles. There's cranes. There's those birds that swim under the water. I think they're a type of duck. Um, I mean, yeah, I've seen pretty much everything: snapping turtles, regular turtles, whole bunch. Yeah, pretty much anything, But definitely, I mean, there's so many bald eagles, you know, which is it's cool to see. It's definitely cool to see. I haven't seen them. I haven't seen them catch anything, but I've seen them, fly with something. I haven't seen them catch it, but I've seen them fly with a big fish in their their talons. Is what they're not claws. They're talons. You gotta remember that. Um, um, let's see. So usually Wednesday, I head up to Mass with pull with the Mass guys, Fitzy, Damien, John, sometimes Jerry if he ever decides to practice again. Um, but I probably won't head up tomorrow because I was talking to Damien. It sounds like everyone is resting up for New England's, so I probably won't end up. It's still a chance if we get if there's a couple guys that are gonna go hard, I'll make the trip. But if everyone's just taking it easy, I probably won't make that trip. Especially if the training's not guaranteed. 'Cause that's like there and back is over 5 hours of driving. That's a lot of that's a good amount of time. It's a good amount of distance. Um, Also, speaking of New England's, I'm fit. I think if I go, I probably won't compete unless someone shows up I want to pull. Um, um, but I might go down to Pennsylvania and practice with Andrew and some of those guys. Excuse me. That's definitely a far drive, but if we could do some stuff like some video stuff, and Andrew is also a barber, so I definitely probably could use a haircut. Um, just not just a trim, probably just a little cleanup, nothing crazy. Um, but yeah, that'd be cool. That'll be cool. Still undecided. We're gonna see how a couple more days, see what's up. But if anyone wants to tag along, carpool, let me know. So I don't know. Maybe something's going on with my phone, but before we were getting a whole bunch of comments. I had to keep on scrolling up, and they all stopped. So maybe I'm not seeing the comments anymore. Um, but let's see. Yeah, we definitely got some people. Because the last time it looked, now looks like we have 16. Tough to tell with the crack in the phone. Well, it looks like 16. 16 thumbs up. So it's got to be a good amount of people. So I appreciate you guys watching. If you guys are commenting and I don't see it, my apologies. Nothing's popping up in the section, the comment section. So let's see, what's that say? 50, at least 50 minutes. There's a crack on that side. I can see the 50. So we're almost at an hour. So I'm probably gonna hop off soon. Get ready to lift. If you guys have any final questions, you may be asking them, but I'm not seeing them. But let me know. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else really, except for there's also Team Stone arm wrestling straps. They go for 20. Everything can be shipped. You guys just have to pay for shipping. Um, if you're interested in placing an order, contact me on Facebook, Nic Stone, or Instagram _Team Stone 777. Also, if you guys have any recommendation for super matches, let me know, because I'd definitely like to see what you guys are interested in. What about, and if you guys have you guys ever seen sit down arm wrestling? Do you guys like to watch sit down arm wrestling? Because I was thinking about having a sit down match at the next Dungeon Super Series. But all right, guys, I think I'm gonna hop off there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.